Okay, so in this video, I'm going to take a look at how do we build this main content area. And I have it built as 1900 by 1600 pixels, and also I would like it to be centered. So here goes. I've built the header, I've built the nav bar, and I'm going to come on in and I'm going to take and put my cursor in my code where I would like for it to be. So sometimes some of our files start to get in the way of what it is that we're trying to do. So I'm going to come on in here and I'm going to come to the end of my nav tag. So I have my opening nav tag, my closing nav tag. I'm going to hit return. And I'm going to come to my insert window, which I have right here. Oopsie. And I'm going to pull this on up. And I can see that I want this to be the main, right? Now I can also see that I also have things like an aside, an article, a section, and a footer. Let's stick with main, and I'm going to click main, and there we have it. Now, again, the insertion point is wherever the cursor is in the code, but I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to say after tag, and I want it to be after the nav bar, right? And I want it to be a new CSS rule, and I'm going to give it the name. Now, I want it to be an ID, okay? And I don't need to put the hashtag. The hashtag will automatically come in. What is an ID? An ID is going to be, there's one of them on the page. And I'm going to just give it the name main content. I want it to be attached to my coffeeshop.css, and I want to hit OK. I come on in, I come here, I'm going to give it a background. I have a piece of like paper, crumpled paper, that is right here, and I'm going to choose this and I'm going to say open. Now, what I might want to do too when I say repeat, I might want to actually repeat this one. And I could play around. I'm going to put it at no repeat right now, then we'll take a look at what it would look like if we did repeat it. And there we have it. Now, I'm going to make the box. I'm going to put the box in at 1900 by 1600, and I can change it if I'd like to in a minute or two. I am going to put the right and the left both as auto. And again, I'll do 10 from the top, 10 from the bottom, and I'm going to leave the padding as it is for right now. And I think that that is it. I could specify the type if I'd like to, but I'm going to, actually when I start putting content, I'm going to put div tags inside of this area. So I'm not so worried about that. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit OK. And there we have it. Excellent. There it is. All right. So I'm going to delete the font. Main content goes here. Now I always want to make sure that I do not delete the opening tag or the closing tag. And I can always tell, I'm just going to put that right there, what is not part of the tag because it's white. Okay. The other ones are in the color. It's color coded for us to see. Now I'm going to hit return because all the content that's going to go inside of this shape will be in here. Okay, let's take a look. We'll come File, Save All, and I want to just look for a minute at my CSS, and I'm going to pull this on up so we can see all the CSS that we just wrote here. We wrote, it's an ID, therefore it has hashtag. We can see the opening bracket, the closing bracket. This is all the info on how it's stylized. We have put a background image, we've set it at no repeat, we've set the height, we've set the width, we've set a margin for all areas, some auto, some at 10 pixels. And there we have it. I'm going to go back to the source code and I can look at my code and I can see what I've built so far. So far I've built my header, line 10. I've built my nav bar, line 11. And line 12 to 13 is my main content. Now, I can even put a couple spaces in here. What I'll do after I build my footer is I'll come in and I'll actually add the content into the main content area. I come, File, Save All, and let's actually go to we are in split view, but I pulled this all the way up. So I want to pull it back down, okay? And I want to just take a quick look. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see a little bit better. Well, I'm going to keep it like this for a minute. All right, I'm going to come to CSS Designer just so we can look at what that repeat looks like. So I can come to main content and I can look at the layout, right? So I can see I have these different properties. I have the width, I have the height, I have the background image, which I've set right in here. and I've set the background, okay? So let's take a look. We said to repeat. What does that look like? We can see it repeating. We can say repeat on the x-axis. There's the x-axis. We can say repeat on the y-axis. Now, if we repeat on the y-axis, oops, I want to come down a little bit further into this image. Let me. All right, so we can see it down in there. Okay, that would be the repeating on the y-axis and no repeat. Okay, we're going to stick with the no repeat just because, you know, that's the way that we've built it. But you can see if you had something that worked as a repeat, you would design it in Photoshop and make it work really nicely as a repeat. Okay, so there we have it. File, save all. Let's preview it, and we have built our main content area. File, preview in browser, preview it in Google Chrome. Here it comes. We have our website moving along. So thanks so much. Our next thing in my next video, we'll take a look at how we add the footer, and then we'll review how we add the background color and change the color of our navigation. Thanks so much.